Hi you guys, some of you may have read that Nokia have had a collaboration with Samsung and provided a mapping solution as an alternative to Google Maps. I downloaded the application last night. It's called Here Beta, and it's a Nokia solution mapping program for Android devices, but at the moment it's just basically available for certain Samsung devices that Samsung allow to download from their App Store. I've been taking through its paces today compared to Google Mapping and just giving you a few of my thoughts and views on this Nokia Maps option as opposed to using the built-in Google Maps on your Android device. Quickly go through it. You've got a few options. You can sign in. It's free to sign in. Once you've signed in, you can download offline maps. The difference between the offline maps on Nokia's version here mapping is that you can download the whole country and it's available offline, so it works pretty much as TomTom or any other offline mapping service would. The difference being Android Maps or Google Maps, you can download a small section of map, and to get to a far off destination you've got to download several chunks of maps to do that. So that bit's quite good. Once you've got into it, you've got a few sections in there. You've got maps basically where you can search on a map. You can have, pretty much like Google Mapping, you can have overlays of traffic, transport or satellite view. If you pull down the top menu again, you can go into Drive, which is the integrated sat navigation, voice sat navigation. You've got a few things you can do here. You can actually go on the main map before you do this, and you can select a destination with a long press, or you can set destination by typing the destination, or you can save destinations to a recent file. It's very much like TomTom in its set out and layout, so we can see that I've got Alicante Airport. So if I click on that, it should bring the route up, should pick up the satellites. And it shows you alternative routes. You can go into the sub-menu, get alternative routes, avoid tolls, different things. And pretty much as you would on any sat-nav, you click start and away you go.
400 meters, turn left on 2B15.
The interface is very, very plain and crisp. You get speed warnings, traffic warnings, different things that pop up pretty much like Google Maps, but the old interface is a lot cleaner and crisper. The advantages that I can see at the moment over Google Mapping are that your maps can be downloaded to an SD card, so you can download the entire country you're in to an SD card and use that separately. The interface seems a bit easier to use. It's not as complicated as Google Maps, whereby you have to go into Google Maps and use that as a springboard to get into the navigation. As regards accuracy of mapping, I've tried both today. I've tried the Google Mapping and this map system. They both seem pretty even on what you can do on them. You can go into settings, you can do all sorts of things on here. You can change metric, imperial, miles, pretty much as you can do on Google Mapping. You can have speed limit warnings, different voice options. You can download different maps in high definition, voice packs, all the rest of it. The only drawback I can see is that Google Mapping, when you're actually using Google Mapping, especially with Google Now integration, Google Mapping gives you a lot more options, i.e. if you had an email off somebody and there was something, an address in that email, it can often be linked straight through Google Now or directly to Google Mapping. And you can see we've gone onto Google Maps now. To go into Google Maps, you basically use this arrow at the top. You can pick the same as you can do on the Nokia Map, so you've got driving, public transport or walking. You can go down recent history, so you can look for locations, the same on there. So we can pick a destination on recent history, so we can go on to that one. And you can see, I find the Nokia Maps a little bit quicker to get things going. They both do the same thing. I do like the interface on the Nokia Maps, I must admit. It's a lot cleaner and crisper.
Head northeast toward RMB15.
So you can see that the interface is still simple on Google Maps. What I like about Google Maps is it's more integrated into the system. So when you're actually in Google Maps, or you get Google Now, or someone sends you a text with an address and it automatically links into your Google Now, and you can instantly go there. Flight tickets, all your information for airports, flight times, it gives you the distance to the airport and how long it's going to take you and your route. So it's much more integrated with an Android device. Use Google Mapping. The advantage for me, if I go abroad or go to another country and I want to use offline maps, as opposed to downloading small chunks of maps, I can download a large section of mapping using this Nokia system and save that onto an SD card and just have it as a backup. So all in all, when I was out today testing both, they both seem pretty head to head. A couple of turns on the Nokia maps were slightly behind, delayed with the satellite compared to the Google mapping. But all in all, as a substitute mapping system on your device, if you've got a Samsung device that you're able to get onto the store to download it, it's well worth giving it a try. Both have the pros and cons, like I've said. If you're going to go into the Samsung store, basically if you go into Galaxy Apps, I believe it's not available for all applications, so you need to basically go into a search mode, and you can see at the top I searched for Here Beta, and you can see it's installed. So it's Here Beta BV. It's in beta stage at the moment. Very clear, concise mapping. Well worth giving it a go. If you rely strongly on your Google Now and your integration of your Google device for your mapping, it's maybe not going to be useful unless you travel abroad, in which case I think it'd be a good alternative. But I'll put it through its paces over the next few weeks, side by side with the Google mapping, and give you a more in-depth report in a few weeks' time to see which is the most precise and accurate for mapping guidance, relocating, rerouting, etc. Anyway, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll get more videos out to you in the very near future. Thanks for watching.